Hey guys, Nary here from Drakewing Gaming. Some of you know me on Twitter, the Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming at you with another Let's Play episode of Far Beyond the World. So, we decided to sneak off during the night, and I think some shenanigans are going to happen. Or we might encounter something awful in the woods, who knows? But we started looking at the name trees, and it's, it's a pretty interesting moment. Kind of a really cool cultural thing to think about. And, I feel like their spirits will go to the trees when they pass from this world. They'll be able to watch over. They'll be able to watch over their kids or future generations. That's pretty cool. But then they believe the tree dies, that they don't have a soul, and that the soul doesn't go anywhere, and the soul dies, and nothing but oblivion. Horrifying, actually, once you think about it. But anyway, guys, thank you. Blah. I don't know why I'm asking. I don't know why I'm saying thank you so much. Oh yeah, actually, you know what? Thank you so much for watching. Let's get into the video. And thank you for putting up with my awkward openings. Anyway, guys, here we go. Alright. Alarm chain, you're up. Let's do it! I look up as a sudden gust of wind rustles the leaves above me, and a slight chill creeps down my back. I gaze around in panic, feeling as if I'm no longer alone. But the woods are empty, with only the dead keeping vigil over them. I shake my head at how easily I get spooked. Rest well, my friend. I'm sure you've earned it. I exhale, petting the mighty trunk as I walk off. The deeper I venture, the more trees I see with moonstones glistening in the light. Waning, waxing, quarter moons, entire generations of wolves resting peacefully over the watchful gaze of their goddess. Although I feel out of place, the welcoming sensation persists, bidding me to follow. I feel ashamed, remorseful even about the comments I've made about these trees. Seeing them now, an entire forest standing as testament to the tribe's history and lineage, I understand the significance. It's a living cemetery. I can only imagine how upset I would be if someone desecrated a resting place of my dearly departed. I wish I could take it all back, but the moonlight doesn't waver, almost as if absolving me of my foolish transgressions. I simply take a deep breath and decide to clear my mind. I've been doing a lot of overthinking lately. How did that turn out? I follow my 2 feet, allowing them to take me where they will as I just enjoy the night. Well, hello there, little kitty. Yes. Hello, my pretty boy. I'm not sure how long I've been walking through these woods. I don't even know what direction I took, feeling I might have unwittingly turned around a few times. I begin to worry that I am lost, not really keen on the prospect of Rannoch having to search for me. This could easily be misinterpreted as an attention-seeking stunt. The last thing I need is the wolf thinking I'm hysterical, which I bet he's quite close of doing on the count of my near constant freakouts. Ugh, get a grip! I exhale, rubbing my temple in annoyance. I push forward, bid by the moonlight piercing through some thick... Alright, you, sir, calm down. You calm down, you be a good little boy and lay there. Don't claw my stuff. I struggle to part the bushes when I suddenly arrive at a clearing. Ooh, that's beautiful. It's akin to the meadow I spent an afternoon with Rannoch, but this is a different place, with tall grass waving on the wind like a sea of green. The landscape is dotted by white menhirs, similar to that erected in the center of the village. In the far corner, I can see a structure resembling a henge, a trio of double, tall megaliths capped with horizontal dolmens. The stones are white and shine in the moonlight like polished marble. I can see a shadow of a person kneeling in the middle of that stone circle. I consider retreating, but the moonlight quickly reveals a familiar figure. It's Verissa. She's kneeling in front of a shallow pool, arms stretched out to the sky, her pristine coat almost glittering in the white glow. Mother Moon, I need your guidance. Her voice carries softly on the wind. It's uncharacteristically faint and wavering, completely devoid of her usual composed demeanor. She's clearly distressed. I decide to approach her, moving quietly forward as to not interrupt her prayers. Please, speak to me, she asks again, her words pitiful and desperate. I watch her slumped figure as she stays there, silent and expectant, as if truly awaiting a response. Eventually, her muzzle rises upwards, and she gazes at the white sphere again. I am sitting here, alone in the darkness, she continues to beg. I swear she's sobbing. I'm blind without your guidance. My heart begins to sink at her sorrowful state. I don't know what to do. Should I even be here? Clearly, it's an intimate moment between her and her goddess. I shouldn't intrude. I proceed to back out slowly, eventually facing the woods once more when another quiet sob reaches me. You've been silent ever since that human arrived. She sighs, again shrinking in defeat, and I stop in my tracks. I turn around, feeling bad called out like that, but also cannot blame her. I have uprooted her life, even if I did so unintentionally. I caused this. Whatever crisis of faith she's going through, it's my fault. I better leave. Have you forsaken me? Did I make a mistake? Her rattled breath makes my throat clench. Please, speak to me. She pours her heart out in that last plead. But Aluna isn't going to answer, is she? Verissa's sorrowful tone breaks my heart, and I cannot bear it any longer. I cannot leave her in such a state. That would be cruel. I take a deep breath and step forward, wanting to reveal my presence, but the female's ears perked up even before I speak her name. Verissa? When she hears my voice, she quickly tries to compose herself. Orien? She exclaims while hastily rubbing her eyes, clearly wanting to hide her tears. You shouldn't be out here. You're past the village boundaries. It's fine, I reply, approaching the she-wolf slowly and casually looking around to give her time to adjust herself. Everyone's fast asleep, and I doubt you're going to hurt me. I mumble, taking in the scenery. The shrine looks absolutely enchanting. Once I hear that she's collected, I take a seat beside her in the grass. I can't avoid looking at the stone pool in front of us. Is this? Yes, she whispers with a nod. I feel eerie gazing at the birthplace of Vul and Rannoch. Goosebumps appear on my skin as I remember how the dark male was stillborn, unmoving until his moon brother entered the world beside him. It all happened right here. If places could tell stories. I sigh, looking at Verissa's troubled expression with worry. Is everything all right? She smiles, almost forcing a chuckle into her words. I was just communing with Aluna. Did she respond? Verissa looks up, releasing a defeated sigh. She's silent as the moon. For the first time, I can see her without the confident facade. Unlike Rannoch, she chose to be honest with me for once. I decided to return the sentiment. I know you think it's my fault. What? No! The female interrupts, almost automatically. I've heard you. I've heard you. No point in beating around the bush. She looks at me with worry, then regards the radiant face of her deity. The moon seems much larger than what I think it should be. It's not like that. I don't regret saving your life. I just worry I made a mistake somewhere along the way. What could you have done differently? I don't know. You saved my life, and you did so without hurting anyone in the process. Surely that's not a mistake. And if you both honestly believe that this whole mess was fated... I pause, trying to contain a chuckle. Then you're doing the best you can with what little guidance you received. She looks at me, almost taken aback by my words, and scoffs in amusement. Eloquent. Perhaps Rannoch is right, and you are a lost noble. And you are a lost noble. Sorry, my timing was off on that. Verissa laughs. But your words do ring true. Mother Moon is fickle. She changes her face every night, never in the same mood. It's hard to read her sometimes. The female says in a calm voice, almost as if convincing herself as much as me. This world is so alien, yet I feel somewhat responsible for sowing fear and doubt in the hearts of those amazing creatures. Even though they're wolves, they're as remarkable and enthralling as any human I could imagine. Or even more so. I can't help but feel bad. I'm sorry for all this. I never wanted to cause... No. She interrupts me again mid-sentence. It's me who's sorry. My ancestors warned me that my path would be hard. I need to remain strong. I believe we're on the right track. She looks back at me with a confident smile, despite wet streaks betraying where tears flowed just moments ago. And you proved that at least. That at the feast. I don't know about that. I think I might have underestimated Tano. I think we all did. She chuckles. Tano is many things, but he's not malicious. He's at least not for the sake of it. At least not for the sake of it. I thought you didn't like him. I don't, but that's because he has a habit of poking his nose into other wolves' business. The female rolls her eyes in annoyance. He's a creature driven by curiosity, you see, so sparking his interest might have been your saving grace. Still, I would keep my distance if I were you. One never really knows where his sniffing will lead him. I fully intend to. Might be easier said than done, especially now when it's clear he is quite taken by you. So is everyone, for that matter. For a tribe screaming bloody murder every time an otherkin steps into our borders, that's quite a feat. I'm surprised by her words. Indeed, the tri-wolves seemed weary, if not hostile at first, but as time passed, their attitude towards me improved. I've also noticed Rannick is getting quite attached to you. He thinks I'm his path, that's all. I shrug, not trying to delude myself that there's something there, when there clearly isn't. If you say so. She smiles, almost as if she knew more than I do. Then again, she did grow up with Rannick, while I know him but a few days. Just keep in mind that his moonstone is a full moon for a reason. And that means that he's very much like Aluna herself. Fickle? I force a chuckle, to which she only smiles. At first glance, yes, but behind that ever-changing mask is someone constant who will always be there for you. You just have to give them time, just like with the moon. Eventually, Aluna always shows up to brighten the sky. Isn't she giving you a silent treatment, though? Just like Rannick's giving me one. Why are you here? She muses with her much more familiar melodic tone, and I'm almost thrown off by the question. Because Rannick found me... No. She laughs at me. Why are you here now? I woke up. It was a challenging night. I just needed some air. I mumble, trying to actually figure out how I ended up here. Would it be safe to assume you were distressed? How did you know? I can still smell it on you. I mean, he just literally told you that he had a troubling night. She closes her eyes and smiles, twitching her nose in short, discreet sniffs. You needed help. And so did I. Turns out Mother Moon was not being silent at all. She was just being busy. She regards me with her knowing gaze. I asked Aluna for comfort to bolster my resolve, and here you are. And judging by your rapidly relaxing heart rate and scent, you need someone to talk to. You mean she brought me here? I exhale in amusement. It's a comforting thought, at least, if not a bit of a stretch. I look up at the moon and just take in the light. Even though it's no longer full, the shine it gives envelops nearly everything. All of creation this side of the world is bathed in the white glow. The moon's so unbelievably bright tonight. Pretty tonight. Yes, she is. The female regards the argent sphere with amusement, almost as if she only just noticed it. She's smiling at us. For whatever reason, that assessment reassures me. She invites me to sit closer to her, extending her paw behind my back. I scooch over and rest my head on her shoulder, as she embraces me. Do you know the story of your birth? She nods quietly. But it's a story for another time. Okay. I try not to sound disappointed. Some things come to us at just the right times, Orien. Even if we think we want more, sometimes it's not what we need. What do you mean? I ask in confusion, as this bit of wisdom came out of nowhere. However, somehow it feels very relevant to Rannick. Wait, could it be possible she smells him on me? I wince slightly, wondering if I should perhaps pull away, but then again... If she smells Rannick on me, then it's already too late. Best piece of advice I can give you right now is to just wait. What for? Anything. She shrugs. Just allow for things to come into your life as they may, at their very own pace. Life has a tendency of sorting itself out. Yeah, she's right. Haste is the devil's work, and all good things come in time. I should stop rushing and overcomplicating everything, and just enjoy myself. Just like now. We both look at the moon in silence. We don't exchange words after that. No words are needed. We just take in the glorious radiance of the Mother Moon. I smile, as if feeling her blessing touch us both. I can see Verissa being at peace as well, which was more than I could have hoped for. I would not want the female to suffer because of me, nor for her faith to waver. Knowing that I somehow managed to keep her resolve was the greatest reward in itself. I thank Aluna for this gift, whether she is real or not. She definitely turned a bad day around for both of us. Oh, God. That was a good night. Oh, not over yet? Okay. I began slowly dozing off on her shoulder, causing the female to exhale to stir me up. Well, that was refreshing. Shall we head back? She gets up and extends her paw towards me. Excuse me, guys. I just nod, taking hold of her paw and standing to my feet. She walks off, but before I follow, I throw a last curious glance towards the pool. To think this is the source of all their moonstones. I'm almost tempted to come closer and take a peek, as if hoping I would find one of my very own. Something shimmers in the depths of the pool. The waters muddle the image hidden just beneath the surface. My feet tremble slightly as I feel a sudden pull towards the well. My hand itches to reach out to retrieve what I believe is a newly formed moonstone. I look back to Verissa, wondering if she also sees it, but the female has already put some distance between us. I gaze back to the waters. Something's definitely there. I want to approach, but I feel the moon's glow intensify, almost as if I stood in the glare of a spotlight. Whoa, shit. Okay. The familiar melody fills my ears, as dozens of whispers collide into one simple warning. Don't! The glare retracts, and I blink my eyes to adjust my vision. Again I look to Verissa, but she pays me no mind. Whatever's happening is happening only to me. I'm torn, struggling to fight the urge to simply confront the waters. What if there's an answer lying at the bottom of the pool? My mind begins to wander, and I find my feet shift slightly towards the water's edge. No. Like, that there was an ominous whisper calling me to the pool. And then there was a light whisper telling me to not do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a branching save point right here. There we go. Okay, that's our branching save point. So we're going to stand firm. But I remain still, using all my willpower to defy this pervasive thought. Do not fight it. Orien, what's the matter? I snap out of my stupor, gazing now into the wavy reflection of the moon. The waters are dull and empty. Whatever tugged at my inner desire gone as if it was never there. Another mirage meant to mess with me. It's nothing, I was just admiring the scenery. I mutter, trying to recollect my thoughts. I feel utterly confused. It seems I cannot get away from the voices. I'm under so much pressure that my anxiety begins to spill into the waking world. For a moment, I think of talking to Verissa, but considering our earlier conversation, I don't want to come across as if mocking her beliefs. She seems to already be struggling on my account. This is an unnecessary distraction. I guess the whole Aluna talk just got into my head. The female notices my tardiness and approaches me to slip her paw around my elbow and lock arms. Come, it's getting late, and if Rannick finds you missing, he'll be freaking out. Yeah, right. She tugs at me slightly, and I oblige. I nearly forgot about Rannick and our mishap. I do dearly hope he's still fast asleep. I wonder what that ominous whisper is creepy. I'm trying to channel the darkness. If you guys have ever played that game, Incredible or the Darkness 2. Also a great game. Man, those really were some awesome games. Man, when can we get a The Darkness remaster on PC? Come on, guys, we need that. It's awesome. Okay, anyway. As we return to the village, Verissa guides me back towards the cottage. Apparently I took quite a detour through the woods. It's a wonder how I stumbled upon the moon shrine. Once the house is in our sight, the female bids me a good night. Her home is in the other direction. I wave her goodbye and make my way towards the cabin, an uneasy smile stretching across my face. We both needed reassurance, and both have received it. I must allow Rannick to process things at his own pace. Pressing him isn't fair and will only push us further apart. So far, he's been good at opening up when the time was right. Besides, I have other things to worry about. The voices became quite conspicuous now. I hear them. It's not just in my head. Whether I'm going mad or simply spiraling is yet to be seen. But for the time being, I have my plate full. I nearly yelp out as I hear a strange voice mumble in the bushes. The tigers must be growing really desperate if they think a human will do the trick. Or perhaps they thought it clever. Hard to decide which. You might have them fooled, but I know you speak Wolven. I hold my chest, steadying my rattled heart, while the bunny continues his random monologue as if he wasn't even speaking to me. That's right. I'll be keeping a watchful eye on you, you little... Who does he think he is? That makes two of us. I bark at him in annoyance, pretty fed up with the impertinence of this guy. What are you doing lurking outside our windows, you fucking creep? What did you say? He looks at me wide-eyed, stumbling back into the bushes. I'm done playing games. Cut the crap, I don't have time for this. You think you can threaten me? Rannick, Vol, and Varissa are all in on this. You rat me out, and there won't even be a piece of you left once they're done with you. The rabbit stands there, shaking, and I can't help but smile that my ultimatum worked so well. How are you doing this? Doing what? Speaking old Sylvan, by the spirits! It's like you were born in my burrow. What? This again? No, I'm not engaging at this point. Look, I don't know what game you're playing, but I'm not in the mood for it. If you won't leave me alone, I will tell the others if that you're onto me and that you speak Wolven. That's punishable by death. That makes my secret your secret. So better keep your mouth shut so we can both stay alive. I sneer in anger. I can see Tryst is really shaken, and I start to think that he really didn't expect me to understand him. I'm not speaking Wolven. None of the wards are. What? No, this is getting too much for me. I'm so confused that the sudden anger that took hold of me simply dissipated. Ready to stabilize, and I just take a deep exhale. Whatever. I look to him with a mere empathetic gaze. I didn't mean for you to lose your job, and I don't mean for you to lose your life either. So just stay away from me and stop giving me those funny looks. I rush past him, bumping into his shoulder and causing the bunny to stumble out of the way. I simply run towards the house. My head is spinning with a torrent of conflicting thoughts and emotions. What sort of crazy ride am I on? And I'm going to pause it right there. That was perfect. Ah, yes, Tryst got a little bit of comeuppance for his behavior. Hopefully he's not going to be an antagonist. Look, every good furry adventure needs a bunny boy, alright? We need bunny boys. Fox boys and dragon dergs and dragon daddies and... Okay, damn it! No, going too far down the damn rabbit hole. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and ring that notification bell to the next video. I love you all. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!